Mark, we're here till the end of March. It's only February 27th. Where are you going?
I thought it was March 27th and we were going early.
No!
I'm a month early and I just tore everything apart?
Oh well.
Come on, I'll show you where we're going. So, when you have a diesel pusher, you have to monkey around with adding DEF all the time. That's DEF. And you have sensors and things that are always keeping track of the DPF, the diesel particulate filter. That's this can on the bottom, and there's actually a can on the top that I don't believe, well, you can probably shoot through here and you can see that there's a tube, there's a can in there with a bunch of tubes and things on it. That sits on top of this one actually. It's kind of a piggyback thing. Well, I'll put up on the screen in one of the corners here a screenshot of the campaign by Cummins, not the campaign by Freightliner, not the campaign or recall by Newmar. It's called a campaign, not a recall, by Cummins. And apparently this thing here, this filter here, which is about $4,000, apparently if you discover this little secret campaign, and if you bring it in and they look at it and you're the right serial number, they'll replace that for you for free, because there's apparently some out of compliance thing or something isn't right on it, and it has to do with lawsuits, I think, and things a while ago, probably with California and the different pollution laws. So we're driving 4 hours all the way to Ocala Cummins because they have a stellar reputation. They have about 10 spots or so in the back with 50 amp hookup. This is a Sunday. We're driving there on Sunday. Tomorrow they'll get to us. I'm thinking we're going to be like the last job of the day, because they're going to go underneath there and they're going to move some clamps around and stuff and look at a part number and get the part number right. And then we're going to drive back here. We're going to stay here for a month or so. Then we're going to go get a window fixed over in Hudson, Florida on the way out of here. And then it's going to be like the Twilight Zone area where we don't know how many more weeks we're going to have to stay for that filter to show up because of all the supply chain issues. So that's what we're doing today.
I'd rather stay here.
I know, but you know what? I got a great wife. She's not complaining and she's helping a lot. And we're going to make an adventure out of this. You just wait. By the end of the day, we're going to have an adventure. I hope it's a good one. And
it's
not
called
a bad
Walmart.
One. So if you can imagine this, the day prior, we did not know we were going on this trip to Ocala. But when I had called the Cummins Engine place about this particular campaign, to my amazement, the guy said that the only way they could determine if I qualified was to have the part numbers. And the part numbers were all hidden by all sorts of clamps and everything, and it looked like I could possibly break something in the process. He said I should probably just come there and they would take a look-see for me, so I took him up on it. So, you know, Sue and I have been full-timing now for 5 years, and I didn't want to feel like a wimp, like, oh, I gotta, pack up my RV and move. So we tried to take it in stride, and fortunately, Sue and I, we work together really well on the packing up. So what I'm going to be doing here next is I'll be sitting in the Honda, I'll be heating it up and shifting it into neutral in the correct procedure that Honda recommended way back when. Sue had been in there dealing with any last minute navigation issues. She grabs her walkie-talkie and goes outside to watch the directionals left, right. I stomp on the brakes. She makes sure that my brake lights light up. The light indicator behind the mirror lights up, so I know when my cylinder is being energized by the Demco Air Force One system that you see on screen. That's the one that we have. It's very expensive, but there's a reason for that. On an air brake coach like this, you want your braking to be progressive, such that if I really stomp on my motorhome brakes, it will really put the binders on the Honda. But if I just touch them, it'll be a very light touch on the Honda. It's a first-class system. It's definitely the way to go if you can afford the freight. For the sake of completeness, I have to tell you about two other very important things we do. One of them is we do a little wiggle woggle to make sure that the tow bar locks up on the left hand and the right hand tube mechanism, and we also make sure that the wheels are in fact turning. Very important. Every once in a while you'll hear somebody that did not put it in neutral, or it didn't go into neutral even though they did everything right, and they scrubbed their tires down to a solid block. Here's Pat and Paul's place on the right hand side there, our best buddies when we were in Cypress Trail. And on the left here is Dawn and Norm's estate. That's the place that we stayed at for 5 months, I don't know, 4 years ago when we were first down here. Here's the location of the RV shopping mall, aka the dumpster diving area that we did a video episode on. You can see how beautiful this place is. We're coming up to the last turn to get out through the gates and get on our way. We actually have the Honda hooked up behind us, so you can see how wide open this place is, that I can actually make this turn here. You know, turn wide, drive straight into the curb and turn last minute. It opens up, and normal people would be on their way, but when you're a YouTuber, you have to remember, stop and take off your cameras. Why don't you go back there and take off the toad, and I'm going to go scope it. Now remember, by marital agreement, I always do all the easy jobs, but in all fairness, I needed to take a walk and stretch the legs after driving for 3 hours.
And this is where we were. Oops, wait. No, between the white one and then Tegra.
So there's Myles. Once again, getting things looked at. We were in the back. You can see that this guy's walking back in an area. We had 50 amp hookup. It was really nice. Nice and quiet. Got the job done. And the tech here is in the back looking for a number to identify the diesel particulate filter that is on my rig that might be part of the Cummins campaign.
Coming out. Actually pulling our motorhome around, so we're pointing towards the exit and we can pull the car up right behind them. Easy hookup, and out we go. Can I help you, sir?
What do you say we hook up and go to the Don Garlett's Dragster Museum and pretend we're nomadic fanatic and just kind of drive into the parking lot?
Honey, hey, I'm excited.
Is the guy out of there? Can I get close?
Yep, he's out.
He's out? All right. Show me how close.
All right.
If you would like to learn if Harvest Host stays are for you, why don't you check out our RV Harvest Host playlist. You'll see it said we have 10 videos there. We're actually working on the 11th one right now. We just stayed at one and it was awesome. We'll also be updating our write-up about Harvest Host on our website. Sue and I produce these videos so that we can educate you and get you as excited about the Harvest Host experience as we are. If you use our affiliate link, you will save 15% and we will get some small income from that. That doesn't cost you anything. That will help defer the costs of producing this channel. You can only stay at so many KOAs. So this camping season, why don't you do yourself a favor, join Harvest Host and see what adventure, fun, and variety is really all about. We are at our appointment on April 7th, 2022. We've actually come back now to the Ocala Cummins Service Center here. It's in kind of an industrial area. You can see on this side there's a truck terminal over in the main area, and apparently they lease this lot with kind of a long-term lease. I hope they can continue to have it. It is unbelievably handy for RVers like me to come here to be able to park. You can see Myles there and the Honda. We are plugged into a 50 amp pedestal. We have no water and no sewer, but the important thing, trust me, is the electric. Now, if you get here a little late or you're leaving your rig for an extended time, let's say you have a much more serious repair, they do have an area over here where you can park your rig on the grass and you would not have any services. So that cylinder down on the bottom there, it's about a $5,000 or $4,500 repair. That is going to be covered by the recall. So the plan tomorrow is about probably about 6:15, 6:30. Sue and I will fold all of the slides together. We will not run the engine because they're going to be working on the DPF filter. We don't want it to be hot. It probably normally runs, 800-900 degrees, sometimes as high as 1,000. We'll jump in a Honda and maybe go to a Starbucks or something, or I might actually go to the Don Garlett's Drag Racing Museum and try to record some footage myself and see how truly bad I am of a YouTuber if it's just up to me and I don't have Sue pulling a rabbit out of a hat and making the episode fun and exciting. Here's a shot of the Freedom Pass that's sitting, probably should be attached to our dashboard, but we like to move it between vehicles, the Honda and the rig, and it's sitting in our windshield. It's part of the program that we use at the TSD Logistics, where the Freedom Pass, which is a toll transponder, is hooked up to our paying account so that the tolls are paid by the TSD Logistics banking. But you can see that this guy, it looks like he's got one too, and he's the real McCoy trucker. So pretty proud that the Chan man is organized enough that he has that too. The tolls come right out of my account, which is already set up because of the fuel program. So it doesn't get any handier than that. What are you doing, Sue? This place kind of looks like a mess again.
I'm working. What are you doing?
I'm taking a video of you.
What time is it? It's 6:46 right now. We're at Cummins Repair in Ocala, and they're coming at 7, and I could have stayed in bed till 9.
That's right.
Can you tell?
Right. So once again, we got to pack all of this junk on the floor so it doesn't fly around. Even though we're going only an eighth of a block into their service center, something as simple as making sure all of the items in the refrigerator will stay in position.
No broken pickle jars.
Yes, Sue puts those bars in there.
Don't show them what we have in here.
Oh, okay. And you'll notice Sue did quite an excellent job on her braids this morning.
Oh my God, please.
We packed a lunch so that we can have something to eat later on today.
Yay.
I might go to the Don Garlitz Museum. We got raincoats and things handy just in case we need them. And here's what it looks like when you wake up inside a truck repair station. So here we go. Here's the final bill. I had a few extra things done here, so it's a little hard to decipher, but for the campaign C2113, the device itself here was $1,229, and then there was about $300 some labor that was associated with putting this DPF filter on. So as best as I can determine, this was a $1,666 repair that they covered under warranty. If you were out of warranty, that thing would probably be a $4,000 repair. I just finished going to the Don Garlitz Drag Racing Car Museum, which is this long building here. It is giant. There's a ton of stuff to see in there. Included in your admission is the Antique Car Museum right next to it. Sue actually ended up doing some editing in this shaded area where the picnic table is. She had a plug. I am dumbfounded that this museum is not in the Harvest Host network. So I am going to be contacting Harvest Host to utilize this place. You can see in the distance there's a Cracker Barrel there. So if they had a man gate that would allow you to leave and you're locked in here after hours anywhere on this grass, and look at this. For people that are driving something big like Myles, there's all this angled parking here. This place is a Harvest Host dream come true. Let's hope that I can hook them up with Harvest Host.